before, but Charlottetown really knocking on the door a lot more in the second half. Gummer sending it in. And there is the goal! Tyler Trimnall, just as you said, Matt.
Wow.
He's been looking for it the whole time, and here in the 73rd minute, Tyler Trimnall finally gets that goal. He's been working really Cordona. Gabby trying to slow his run, and he does really well. Back to Cordona. Jamie DeLucio. Hansen. Drew Hansen with a goal! And there it is again. DeLucio to Hansen. That's becoming a Cookus. Good pass there to Willie Cardona. I don't think realized how much space he actually had behind him. Lira to DeLucio. DeLucio, good pass to Cardona. Steps over it, and it's in. Willie Cardona. 58th minute. 2-0 for the Hops.
Great job to keep control of that ball. It's a very tough finish. Right on the goalkeeper's doorstep, Robert, but had to do a great job to keep control of that and get it onto a foot and get it back into the back of the net. Goalkeeper put it.
Interesting pass there from Gummer, but doesn't really end up where he wants it to go. DeLucio looking for an opportunity. Cookus with a good swing in there. Trimnall, and it's in. Tyler Trimnall, 71st minute. It's 3-0 to the Hops.
Well, Tyler has certainly earned that goal. Robert, he's worked hard all night. His hold-up play has been excellent. The pass that he made to create the goal on
Hops fairly would feel that the result was not what they earned, but back at it again today, and this is not a cup match, right, Robert? This is a
correct,
oh boy.
Correct. Jamie DeLucio takes it away, looking for a pass, and he got it. It's a goal! Drew Hansen gives Charlottetown the early lead, but we got to give both the assist in real time, but also the assist in terms of like absolute defensive act. Yeah, just needed
no one there, probably because Tyler had played the ball to him in the first place. Just didn't have a chance to get into the box. Oh boy.
Mika, and it's in. Mika, wow, that was really understated on my part. I did not actually see it go in until it.
Which I'm going basically on his picture here.
You're right. It is 11. And the ball gets played to him immediately, and he heads it.
Vuk Martinovic on the end of it, and that is two.
And Hayden Pierce.
Vuk with the 90th minute goal.
Pierce into the match, catches on his head a long ball from that restart. Robert plays it off the head to Vuk Martinovic, who
Good evening and welcome to the CSA Ortho Carolina Sportsplex here in Pineville, North Carolina for tonight's National Premier Soccer League matchup between Greenville United and your Charlottetown Hops FC. My name is Robert Morrison and I'll be bringing you all the action from tonight's match. I'll be joined tonight by UNC Asheville soccer player Sage Branch as well, so I'll just say hello, Sage. Sage, how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
Good. We are back here after a little delay of 3 straight
away matches from Charlottetown, which I'll talk about in just a second, but lots of good things happening from a Charlottetown perspective. The Hops have been absolutely flying since their last home match, a 6-1 thumping of Burlington United FC, but it has been a busy period in the interim. They traveled to Burlington 5 days later, where a late penalty from Rodrigo Ferreira secured the double over the league debutantes with a 3-2 win. They won by the same score in Wilmington 3 days later as the Hops overcame a brace from Port City's Aiden Payne to come with goals from Aiden Gummer on a sublime free kick, Ricardo Ferreira, and the winner from substitute Jacob Bandel in the 82nd minute. Heading into tonight's matchup, Charlottetown sit in 10th place with just 10 points behind Hickory and Appalachian, who play tonight as well, and both teams have a game in hand. Tonight is the first of 3 straight home matches here at the Ortho. For Greenville United, they've managed just 7 points in 5 matches, including again a win against the Hops at home on May 17th, but have otherwise pulled out just 1 win, a 3-0 win over 865 Alliance at home, and an opening weekend 0-0 draw against Burlington on the road. So, Sage, we got to see that 6-1 match the last time we were here, and it's been a big change from the Charlottetown that we saw the first 2 weeks. So, first of all, what do you think has been the difference in the team over the last couple of matches? They've been able to turn it around. They scored 1 goal in 2 matches, and now it's been 12-3. So what do you see has been the difference for you?
I mean, the difference for me, just like talking with Coach Morteza this week, they have really taken the challenges that they have faced, especially being on the road. Being on the road is quite a challenge, but he says the team loves challenges. They love to take on, and it doesn't really faze them. It's just part of taking care of business on the road and even in home games. Now we're obviously back at home, and they're facing another tough opponent against Greenville United. So I'm looking forward to see how they handle this next challenge. Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, the beginning of 3 straight matches. Next 3 Saturdays will be right here, including tonight. Any players that you got your eye on tonight, Sage, as we head into the match? Yeah, so one who's starting is Julian Ramirez. He's a fullback. I talked to him before the game, and coming off in the middle of the season is not an easy thing to do. So I'm looking to see what he brings to the table in the back, especially because he said he has a really good defensive presence. So I'm interested to see what he brings to the plate. Absolutely. Sounds great. Before we kick things off in just a few minutes, or about 6 or so minutes out from the start, we need to go through a couple of names and faces and such for our sponsors. So here's everything you need to know to stay connected with your Hops throughout the season, which, amazing to think about, is already nearing the end. These things start and finish so quickly. Next home game is June 14th versus Port City FC at 7:30 p.m. Join the Hops for great local beer and great local soccer. See future pros today at CSA and support local players pursuing their professional soccer dreams. Tickets are on sale now at charlottetownhops.com. When you come out to a Hops match, not only will you get to enjoy great local soccer, but you'll also enjoy great local beer and cider in the Hops Beer Garden. Thanks to Middle James Brewery and Red Clay Cidery for your support and for providing great local beer for local soccer fans. All home games are on sale through our new ticketing partner, Sports Illustrated Tickets. Adult tickets start at just $10, and youth tickets are only $8 if you reserve them in advance online. Visit charlottetownhops.com for the complete home games schedule. Like I said, we got next week on June 14th against Port City, and then the finale on the 21st against rivals Appalachian FC. That will be quite an experience. Want to make sure you're here for that. Here's a chance to join Hops 2 reserve team for elite training this summer. You'll play with and against the top players in the area. If you want to stay fit and sharp for your fall season, play with the Charlottetown Hops this summer. For more information or to register, visit charlottetownhops.com. If you know an aspiring sports management executive, let them know that the Charlottetown Hops are hiring interns for the summer and PSL season. It's a great opportunity to learn the sports business and gain valuable real-world sports management experience. For more information, visit charlottetownhops.com. For the hoppiest gear in America, head over to the online Hops shop at charlottetownhops.com. You can reserve the custom hoppy kit,
t-shirts, hats, and other great-looking gear with the iconic Hops brand.
We want to thank our partners.
The summer of soccer is here. Enjoy great local beer while supporting local soccer players pursuing their professional soccer dreams. Hops home games are the best deal in town. Home games tonight on June 7th and then June 14th and 21st. Tickets on sale at charlottetownhops.com. And now for the starting lineups for both sides. We'll start with the visitors led by head coach Aaron Akwe. In goal, number 1, Joseph Giamfi. Number 23, Abduli Sena. Number 18, Abubakar Fofana. Number 5, Edward Mensah. And number 24, Joshua Mallon. Number 3, Bryce Nikemia. Number 12, Ellis Williams. Number 26, Yader Oviedo Vera. And number 9, Modu Faye. Up front for the visitors, number 17, Babacar Fall. And number 27, Oliver Jarvis. And as the teams get set to come out on the pitch, let's do the starting lineups for Charlottetown. In goal, number 1, Luca Barros. The back line is consisted of number 14, Gavin Troche, number 3, Diego Candia, number 9, James Jenkin, number 13, Julian Ramirez, and number 17, Vuk Martinovic. In midfield, number 6, Bernardo Pacheco, and number 8, Tucker Kern. Up top for the Hops tonight will be number 18, Jacob Bandel, number 2, Josh Zalaki, my apologies, and number 10, Ricardo Ferreira. So that will be the starting lineups for both sides. The teams are coming out onto the field, and in just a moment we'll have the national anthem, and we'll get started here tonight here at the CSA Ortho Carolina Sportsplex. Again, glad to have you out tonight. It has turned into a pretty nice night. As I was telling you, Sage, before we started, I've been weather watching all week. And of course, if you weather watch in the Carolinas in the summer, you're just asking to be freaking out. It was going to rain. It was not going to rain. It was going to thunderstorm. It was not going to thunderstorm. And we ended up pretty nice, so I'm pretty excited about what we got. So, all right, Sage, any final thoughts at this point before we get started? We'll have the national anthem soon, but...
No, not anything for me at the moment.
Everybody's looking good. We got the Hops in their green, all green kits. The visitors from Greenville United, ironically, in the white kits. So there's how that goes. So these two teams faced off in the second week of the season. It was a 2-1 win for Greenville. Hops scored their first goal of the season at that point. It was actually a late winner on a penalty from Greenville that got them the win. So obviously two different teams. You alluded to it. These teams are ever changing throughout the season. There's guys coming in, coming out. So we'll be looking for hopefully a different outcome and hopefully a different performance from Charlottetown. It'd be nice to get something akin to what we had last time out. That was a lot of fun.
A lot of fun. Hopefully we get some more goals today.
Number 13, Julian Ramirez. Number 8, Tucker Kern. Number 6, Bernardo Pacheco. Number 14, Gavin Troche. Number 17, veteran Vuk Martinovic. Number 18, Jason Vandal. Number 2, Josh Zalaki. Number 10, up top, Ricardo Ferreira. Your Hops FC coaches are Marquez Abraham and Steve Dummer. Fans, if you are able.
All right, we got the national anthem coming up, and we'll be back with you in just a minute. All right. We are just moments away from getting started. There was some concern, I think, about the attendance for tonight. There's a lot of activity going on in Charlotte and the surrounding areas. For those of you who are at the Savannah Bananas game, we're really sorry that you're not here because you're just going to be really missing out. That's all I got to say. We're excited to get rolling here. The attendance is looking good. Got a good group of soccer fans, and then we just got to convince these folks behind us who are watching a completely different match to come join us when they're done. So we'll get somebody on that for sure. All right, do all of the team pictures and such, and then we'll get started. As Bernardo Pacheco assuming the captain's duties for tonight for Charlottetown. And it looked like that was Edward Mensah for Greenville. All right, teams are getting ready to go. We are just moments away from getting started here. And last time I had a lot of goals to write down. We're hoping for more of the same tonight. That would be very exciting. Tucker Kern got us started off in the 4th minute, so I'd be all for that. That's lots of fun. All right, the ball has been placed. Little showmanship there from Ricardo Ferreira in the center, and just waiting on the referee's whistle, and we'll be all set to go. And we're off. Tucker Kern plays it to Swalaki. And Hops will try to control possession from the outset. Here's Julian Ramirez, who you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast stage.
Yes.
So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. The formation that I was shown from the coaching thing was a kind of a back three. We'll see if it actually plays out that way. Fofana. It's good defending there from Ramirez, and it goes out for a Greenville throw. Comes into the corner and goes out of play. That was Oliver Jarvis, and it will be a goal kick for Charlottetown. These beginnings of these matches are important, right, Sage, to try to figure out what the other team's doing, right?
Yeah, it's all about setting the tone for the first few minutes, because whoever sets the tone is going to be who, in my opinion, trumps the match for the rest of the game.
It'll be very important, as Charlottetown was able to do that last time out. They've been pretty successful in controlling things as Ricardo Ferreira takes one. That's a good play there, but he loses control, and now it will be Greenville on the move. Fall. And Martinovic is fouled. It'll be a Charlottetown free kick. And Ramirez will take. Candia. Back to Luca Barros. And James Jenkin. Long ball from Jenkin. Let's see if a Hops player can get to it. It'll be Vuk Martinovic, but Gyamfi, the goalkeeper for Greenville, will get to it first. Malin plays off of Charlottetown, but that kick will leave the field altogether. Somebody will have to go chase that one down. Gavin Troche with the throw in. I always worry about those balls over there because they could just roll down the hill. They're gone. That ball might be gone. We may never see it again. Long throw in from Troche. Edward Mensah deals with it, but it will go out for another throw, and it nearly went out the gate. Somebody's got to close that one up. You're just going to lose some balls all night. That would be a first. I don't think I've ever seen a game like halt because we literally have no more balls. So
those select balls are pricey,
I would imagine. Yeah, we don't want them losing. That one, maybe it's down there, down in the parking lot on the other side. Troche with another long throw. This time Charlottetown loaded up in the box. Falls, but it's taken away, but it does come back. Be Pacheco. Oh, and that was difficult one for Zawalski. It will switch a play here for Greenville, but Martinovic, Johnny on the spot. And that's good work from the veteran, as he was referred to in the announcements here. Fall. Ramirez doing well. A little coming together. Fall will send it into the box. Good defending there from Charlottetown. Mensah, Candia, Tucker Kern, Martinovic. Trying to get the ball over the top, but Ferreira was worried about being offside there. Zawalski. Martinovic, ball into the box. There's not anybody there, unfortunately. And it plays off of Tucker Kern for a throw to Greenville United. Just getting started, 6th minute here in Pineville. Teams still trying to feel each other out, but I think you're going to like what you see so far from Charlottetown, I think, Sage.
Yeah, for sure. I would say it's a pretty even matchup right now. No one's really had anything shocking so far, but lots of good chances going forward.
This ball will fall to Greenville United, looking to get the ball into a good area. Oliver Jarvis out to Malin. Malin was offside, as the fullback traveled quite a distance to get into the box there. Notable size difference between Malin on that far side and the rest of the back line for Greenville. And you wonder if that plays into him getting more forward. Ramirez, Martinovic looking to find a hole in the defense. Candia to Ferreira. That's a good header, but is it going to... Joshua Malin beats Charlottetown player to the ball. It'll be Gavin Troche with the throw in. And maybe not. He faked me out. Zwolaki loses it. And Greenville United moving forward. Looking for, good work there by Luca Barros. Pacheco with a good fake out. Now he'll get his team moving forward, just a little heavy on the pass. Trying to get Ricardo Ferreira into the mix. He and his brother have been key cogs in the scoring for Charlottetown this season. Switch of play. Fall. Ramirez getting over, and Fall doesn't take it with him. And a swing and a miss. Oh, good effort there from... Let's see who that is. That number does not. Is that 8? I can't see it.
Number 9.
9. I don't have a 9 on here. Oh, Jenkins has moved. Everybody's moving.
Everybody's moving everywhere.
Tucker Kern, Ferreira. Martinovic tried to flip the ball over to Swolaki, but he couldn't get there. Ferreira getting some pressure, and Martinovic does the same, and now we got a foul going the other direction. Hops trying to assert their dominance on this one. No end product so far, but they've certainly controlled things, I think, more than Greenville has thus far.
They're really trying to find those balls in behind. Doesn't seem to be working quite yet, but I think they're definitely going to get a result out of it very soon.
Fall lost it. That's going to go out of play for a Charlottetown throw. Vuk Martinovic creating a little bit of havoc here on this near side. Now they'll wait, and it'll be Ferreira. Jenkin. Candia. Back to Barros. Slow, methodical, but purposeful, I'd say, from Charlottetown so far.
Trying to find that rhythm in this game. It's also incredibly difficult with a team who really likes to work in tight spaces, really good on the ball, knows how to work under pressure, but they've been handling it pretty well.
Yeah, and there's a foul on Fofana as he and Ferreira fought for it. And it'll be a free kick for Charlottetown in the midfield. A little bit of a heavy move, and Ferreira's still down, but conversation from Abubakar Fofana and the referee, and all is well there. Still waiting to get things rolling. And we're back on it. Charlottetown over the top. Gavin. Oh, good work to keep it in play. Will fall to Charlottetown.
What an amazing build-up play. A good ball over the top from Tucker Kern, and then ultimately got it in the box.
Yeah, good work there by Gavin Truss to keep the ball in play there and even get it in for a shot. In the end, Swolaki couldn't keep it on target, but they're building towards something, which is what you like to see.
Yes. First real chance from Charlotte Hops.
Good control there. Candia, Kern. I figured out the number situation, by the way, Sage. There was the numbers that I saw in one place were not accurate. Jacob Bandel's wearing number 3, and Diego Candia is wearing number 5. So there was the confusion.
Oh, gotcha.
Because I kept seeing 3, and I had Candia written down as 3, and I was like, that's not where he is. And I was looking for 18, and it wasn't out there at all. So
little mix up.
I got it sorted though. Pacheco. Ramirez. Another one of those over-the-top balls. Mensa deals with it for a moment, but it does fall to Ricardo Ferreira. Ferreira looking to make something happen, maybe dribbling a little too much there. Falls to fall. Calls for handball, but nothing to it. Comes off Jarvis and will fall to Luca Barros. Tucker Kern, Candia. A little bit of an errant pass there, but well done by the defender in the end. Jenkin. A little bit of a high pressure coming from Greenville here. Well, we talked about this last time. This is, something you want to you're not able to sustain throughout an entire match, but something you can bring in at parts when you feel like the pressure can come on all of a sudden.
Especially from that last chance they had going forward. I think now they're trying to really lock down and assert their dominance over this game.
Coming down, it's Bandel. Bandel's still moving, and that's a good tackle there, but it'll work out to be a Charlottetown corner kick. Another well-worked play there from Charlottetown, and they'll see if they can take advantage of this opportunity. It will be Martinovic on the corner. Only Julian Ramirez and Tucker Kern back in the back. Referee's got to sort out the box here momentarily. In comes the corner. Martinovic, pretty good delivery. Oh! Ricardo Ferreira was standing all by himself on the back post and just couldn't find the target.
Amazing ball from Vuk. Right in the...
He planted it on his head.
Yeah. Unfortunately, just couldn't get a touch on it.
Generally not of the, you have to score there, like that line of commentary. Doesn't strike me as useful, but man, that's a tough one to miss.
Yes.
Because the goalkeeper had no clue where that ball was.
There was no mark at all, just open on that back post.
So the first real opportunity for Charlottetown here in the 16th minute, rather. Babacar Fall. Ian Ramirez got a good battle going on throughout this match so far. It falls to Jarvis, who's taken off his spot there by Candia. Now the ball back in, and now Jarvis will head it wildly away for a Charlottetown goal kick. So near miss in the right there at the end of the 15th minute from Ferreira. Fofana. Again, the battle between Ramirez and Fall, and that's coming back. That has definitely been a highlight battle so far between Babacar Fall and Julian Ramirez, who you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast. Thus far, something to watch for the remainder of the match. Good 1-2 there between Ramirez and Tucker Kern. And now Hop's getting going. Swalaki. Trosh. Bandel, can he get on the end of it? He can. Sends it into the box. It's going to fall to Ferreira.
Oh. Wow.
Wrong sport, son.
Just a little over. But it was a great build-up play, a good switch of attack and in behind.
Absolutely.
Just a little high.
Yep. Jacob Bandel did well to get on the end of that ball and get it into the box in the first place. And Ferreira, I thought he had enough time to settle himself. I'm not sure if there was something off with that, but did not go where he wanted to go, that's for sure.
Maybe third time's a charm.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
hopefully. Maybe he's still got that last one in his mind.
Yeah.
Jarvis. Still dribbling. Fofana. And Jenkins will deal with this one. Maybe not quite the header he wanted there. Kern. Hops breaking in a hurry here. Pacheco. Bandel. Bandel putting it in the box, and that's dealt with by Edward Mensah, but Charlottetown continues the pressure. Sorry, I just laugh every time the ball goes over the net. Like, that's what those things are for.
Apparently not high enough.
Nope.
Yeah.
Higher. If you ask yourself how high should the nets be, apparently just a little bit higher than they are. All right, another corner opportunity for Charlottetown. They'll take it short this time as Greenville not quite on top of things. Tucker Kern! Oh.
Just over.
And the referees are saying that did not take a touch from the goalkeeper. I couldn't tell from here if that was accurate. It was very close. I mean, I would have thought just by sheer, like, let's make sure that ball's definitely going over that that he would have tapped it, but
Kern has some differing opinions. So.
Oh, Martinovic takes the bad pass. Ball comes in, and Bandel goes down. Ferreira, third time is not the charm, unfortunately. An unfortunate miss there. Ball goes directly to Vuk Martinovic, who was just standing there, and he said thank you for the gift. Got it into Jacob Bandel, who took a shot. Good save by Gimafi, and then Ferreira couldn't quite get the rebound going, but Charlottetown continuing to keep the pressure up here 20 minutes into the match. Jenkins with Jarvis on his back, and he'll send it out for a Greenville throw deep in their own end. I think you would have to say from just a pure attacking and creation standpoint that Charlottetown is controlling the match so far.
Yeah.
Fofana with the long throw incoming. Not a terribly loaded box from Greenville's perspective, and it will be Jarvis and Fofana that will take a carom off of Martinovic, and Jenkins will take care of it, but it will just fall to Mensah, where Ferreira does well. Malin. Greenville does manage to keep it in play. And they'll swing it back. Edward Mensah looking for something to do with the ball. Not seeing any opportunities. He does get into Fofana, but Martinovic stepping in front of the play and does well to get possession back for Charlottetown. Pacheco. Kern. Another ball over the top. This one a little more centrally. Couldn't quite get it out to Gavin Troche. And it will go out for a goal kick. Here in the 22nd minute here in Pineville. No goals, but not lacking in action, I would say, Sage.
No, not at all. Some great chances up front by Charlotte Hops.
They are now adding the pressure here. Mensah has Ferreira on his back. Not quite literally, but Mensah does well to get out of that mess. Fay. Back to his goalkeeper. Pressure coming. And that ball is going to come to Martinovic. Ferreira. And that will be a foul going the other direction. And this will be a pretty good position, I think, for Charlottetown for this free kick. Not direct by any stretch of the imagination, but what do you think here? What are you thinking about in this position as far as the free kick is concerned, Sage?
Well, based off Tucker Kern kicking that other free kick over there, I have no doubt it's going to be placed right at the back post, probably just a tap in for someone to really get on the end of that ball.
Let's hope so. It'd be nice to get Ricardo Ferreira on the end of that. He's been working hard. And there's the placement of the ball that you were talking about, not quite where you wanted it. And the Greenville goalkeeper does get to it, but his throw is going to take Oliver Jarvis all the way to the end line, or the touch line, rather, sorry. And my touch line. Tucker Kern. And Ramirez is taking on a more central position here. He's swapped over to the inside. We see a lot of that from this team where they'll try out a couple of different things. I guess that's the nature of a league like this, an opportunity. Just like, here, you try this for a little bit, you try that for a little bit, see what you can do.
Especially in that back three, it's really universal to swap people in and out, trying different positions. And they almost use the goalkeeper as kind of like a sweeper position, too.
That's what looked like an errant pass from Martinovich, but in the end wasn't. Zwolaki. He lost control, and now we got Bryce Nakema, but that's well defended, and Greenville will slow down a little bit. Madu Faye. Fall. Now James Jenkins gets to deal with him. Fall cutting inside. Ball falls to him again. That's well blocked by Diego Candia.
Greenville really tried to get them on that breakaway, but ultimately they slowed them down just enough to get back on defense.
Yeah, been very impressed with Babacar Fall, number 17. He's been playing really well. No end product so far, but he's a nuisance down there for Greenville. Jarvis will roll that ball, and Luca Barros will take it easily. Looking to break quickly, but nobody really looking up. Kern. Twilaki. Oh, Barros did really well to clean up the mess. And it will go out of play there, but that could have been dangerous. Faye. Back to center. Mallon looking for Fall, but it will go past him, and Luca Barros will control. So we are going to have a special guest here in just a few moments. I can see him making his way up to our booth here. We're going to be joined by Charlottetown Hops assistant coach Steve Gummer. He's going to talk to us a little bit about the club and the squad and really anything that he wants to talk about, because he's the guest, and so he gets to make those decisions.
He sees the ins and outs of everything, so it should be interesting to get his perspective.
Absolutely, and he's been around the club for the entirety of its existence, so he's got a lot of things to say. Martinovich with the free kick, but it doesn't get by Joshua Mallon. Another probing effort there, but good work by Jenkin. Luca Barros will send it down. Pacheco tried to get it away from Faye, and he could not. Good back heel by Nakima, and Barros will collect. And we're right up moving again. Gavin Troche just ready to fly. Bandel. All right. Good to see you, sir.
Good. How are you?
Good. We are joined here by Hops assistant coach Steve Gummer. Steve, thanks for popping in and chatting with us.
No problem. No problem. Off to quite a good start. Possession-wise. Kind of tried a little bit of a different formation tonight than we have been playing in. 3 at the back with a kind of 2 6s, 2 10s. Trying to obviously get as many players forward as possible. Yeah. And then try and weave a way through this 4-2-3-1 I think that Greenville are playing in. So obviously patience is the name of the game a little bit here. But we've had 2 or 3, glorious opportunities so far. I think a couple of the header there at Diego at the far post. Maybe probably should have done a little bit better. But I think we're causing them some problems at the moment.
Absolutely agree. Oh, and we got a yellow card, it looks like, for Greenville. That's Ellis Williams, number 12, going to get that card. So you have been with the club since the beginning, right?
Yeah, this is our 3rd season now, right? When Casey and Matt obviously started the project. Then Morteza, got in on was named as the head coach. Then I'd worked with Morteza as well within the club here at Charlotte Soccer Academy. So I came on board to kind of help with maybe the recruitment of players. Obviously my role within CSA as the National Academy Director.
Gotcha.
One of our main focuses is putting boys in college, getting them exposure to top schools and those kind of things. So I knew a lot of alumni, a lot of players in and around the area. And then with that, we looked at other players, that showed interest in the Hops. And obviously the NPSL is a really good summer league for all those boys that want to come back and play college. It attracts a lot of international players. So we started, putting the squads together, and it's changed over the last 3 years. We different international players were bedded in with, some alumni and former players from CSA and the local areas. We use a lot of contacts. We have with college coaches and everything, to kind of spot any players that are looking to play during the summer. And then, we host a couple of tryouts early on through March and April. And we have a core base, and then we add to it as and when we go through our training and pre-season. With this year, we started a training program as well, which invites a lot of young players in to make the squad a little bit bigger on training day. But it also gives the ability to develop younger players as well and get them used to this environment.
Yeah, and eventually, I imagine, as the years go on, you hope that that becomes a feeder into the club, and then you got guys coming back for years while they're finishing up at college and presenting and then being ambassadors for the club that's how you keep, I would imagine, you keep something like this going.
Yeah, I think we always say the word culture, right? So culture can be developed in many different ways. We could have a playing culture, a playing style, which throughout the club we do. We work off a game model, from 11, 12, 13 years of age all the way through to our 19s. We have a UPSL program that supports underneath this program. So the game model and the way we play is exactly the same. So when you are bringing players through the system, if they've been trained in the same way, with the principles and how we want to play, how we want to defend, how we want to attack, transition moments, we feel that it's a building block in every age group. And we have a saying at the club that the only thing that changes is the size of the shirt. From 13 all the way to 19, and then going into the Hops. So a lot of these boys, I'm looking across the field now, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe 7, our CSA alumni, which is great. There's a whole host on the bench as well. But in the squad, we're carrying about 30, maybe 32 players. And with the reserve squad, we're trying to get, a squad together through summers where we can use it as a training program, but also give them games through the summer as well, some friendly games, to really build that culture. And that way, if there's players coming back from injury, they have games within the second team. But it really builds, an environment and a culture that, we want to enhance for years to come.
Yeah. One thing I've noticed, and we talked to Matt about this during the first match, is that this team definitely seems to lean a little bit younger than the ones that we've seen over the first 2 seasons. He mentioned that being a purposeful thing. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think when you deal with, Morteza, and Morteza has a style and a way he wants to play. He does coach our 19s at the club and our UPSL team, so he works with a lot of players all year round.
Gotcha.
And those players that are kind of in the squad at the moment are graduated, so they're familiar with the way we play. They're familiar with the style. Sometimes when you get players that are really good players, but are coming back from different colleges from around the country, different environments, their styles are different. So when we talk about culture and playing style and game model, if you're involved in that kind of training and activity on a yearly basis or a longer period of a time basis, the kind of style we play, that the players can fit into it. We've got some really good players that have done well within the 19 Academy, and every year we've brought players up. This year there's just been a few more come in that have enhanced the game model, the way we play, and then it's a great mix. We need some older heads, we need some veterans, we need experience, we need some athletic players, we need some size, experience, and sometimes some of the guys we've got in here, Bernardo is a prime example, from Portugal that comes into the middle of midfield there, but he's a great character. He's always positive, but he encourages the younger guys. So that mix breeds a good environment for hopefully a successful team.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk to me a little bit about. Obviously, with the guys that are in college programs, and you mentioned something about there's they could be coming from different expectations and different styles of play. How do you balance? Absolutely. How do you balance like the way that Charlottetown and CSA wants to do what they want versus what maybe like their college might need from a certain player?
I mean, look, you need the buzzword around everywhere now is growth mindset, right? It's growth mindset. It's being an open book. It's being open to improvement. It's being open to new ideas. And I think what we try and do is we say we don't want to starve the player of his natural ability, but we put a framework together with the principles and the style of play. We break the field into four quarters: 1, 2 in the first half, and then 3 and 4 in the attacking half. So within those 4 quarters we want to play a different style. The formation of the team and the way the team is put together with the numbers changes. We ask for that blueprint to kind of be guided and followed, but within all of those areas there is poetic license for every player to shine and to do the things that he's good at. We don't want them to take away their superpowers, but in the same token, if they can understand the 4 or 5, 6 main principles, then we believe that they can adapt and become better for the summer. If you're a professional player and you get called up for international duty, you've got a 1 or 2 week window where you're in a camp where the whole system you play can and will change. So with that in mind, we work a lot on the way we want to play. We do a lot of showing with magnet boards and those kind of things, and positional play. Players are intelligent and they can pick it up, and once they do so, then we could add that to their armory, so hopefully put the 3 or 4 things together so that we could be successful. I mean, principle based, we want to make sure that we can attract pressure. We want to make sure that then we can draw pressure onto us, maybe use then switching the play by finding a connection or a second connection ball, and ultimately break the line of defense to get in behind and exploit the space in behind teams. Primarily players, we like them to be in certain areas of the field when we're playing, so that if you don't really know, you can't see or get your head up, you have a pretty general idea of where that player is going to be because of the positional concept we like to play with.
Gotcha. So what are you've talked a little bit about this, but generally what are the goals for the season, both from a team perspective and from a individual player perspective?
Yeah, I mean, I think from any time you play in a competitive league, you want to do as well as you can, as many wins at home as away, but finish, within that playoff spot. The last 2 years we've got to the playoff spot on both occasions and actually fell short, within that environment. We find that some of the players, though, collegiately, we lose them, you see, later on in the season. We've had players from Clemson, Virginia Tech, the ACC schools. They generally go back into their seasons a little bit earlier. With University of South Carolina, Mika Habel was an example, that played at CSA, that then went back to Germany, and then ended up at South Carolina. So obviously get as far as we can. We'd love to make a good push again this year for the playoff. The league's got better, I think, over the 3 years we've been in it. So, that is one goal. Another goal is to make sure that the guys enjoy their summer, stay fit, maybe pick up some new concepts for going back into their own school, get playing time. Some guys are coming back off injuries from spring seasons within their own schools and need some fitness to get back in. So the training is just as important as the games, although everybody wants to play in the games. But, we offer that competitive environment in the practice sessions. We train 3, sometimes 4 mornings a week so that, we can get players fit and create friendships, really. I mean, at the end of the day, soccer's a global sport, but it's a very small sport when you think about the people you know from all around the globe that, you come into contact with. So generally just breed a good culture. Hopefully players could endorse that and, have a good time throughout the summer.
Yeah, if they just stay fit and are ready to go for their next season, they've gotten something, right? Because young guys, they're just gonna. The tendency might be, what, I'm on summer break. Maybe I'll just kind of hang out and relax.
I mean, I think in most college programs now, to play this game, you've got to be fit. So
Absolutely.
Make sure that you're working through the summer. You're doing your own little workouts, whether it be individually, groups, small group training, or playing on teams like this. But I mean, ultimately, you want to play on a team through the summer. We have a 10, 12 game season with a couple of friendlies, spread over 2.5 months, and within the squad, players come and go. I think we got away with that. Mr. Cool. I was
wondering about that. That ball goes over the.
Yeah, but as from tonight, I think the first half would be pretty pleased with the way we played so far. We've incorporated lots of movement through the quarters we like to work in. Positionally, we made the field as big as possible. The opponents are in a 4-2-3-1. We're kind of in a 3-box-3. So we're trying to keep those 4 players at the back, further back as possible, keep them occupied through our width here. We've got 2 players through the middle, but hopefully we'll drop down into the spaces in between the white shirts to get on the ball and try and manipulate it so we can play forward and then break the line and get in behind. So it's not been too bad. Tonight it's nice to be at home again because we're back playing on, you would say a regular size field, 75 by 150.
And we got a penalty.
Oh. There we go.
A penalty and a yellow card.
I missed that. Was it a shove, a push? Or,
kind of a coming together, but it looked like the yellow card in the 40th minute. That is Edward Mensah, who is not particularly happy about that. But it's going to be a penalty for Charlottetown. Maybe part of the concern is that they might have thought that he missed one on the other end.
Right.
Not a terribly dissimilar situation, but you can see the Greenville United players are not terribly thrilled. It'll be Ricardo Ferreira to take the penalty.
Fingers crossed, Ricardo can put us 1-0 up here in a great time. Look, 40 minutes on the clock just before half-time. You'd love to go in 1-0 up here. He's taken a couple before, been successful. So fingers crossed as he steps up here. Let's hopefully we can put one on the board.
It'll be well deserved for the efforts, I think, so far in the first half. Ricardo Ferreira to take it, and he will put it in. 41st minute, Hops take a lead on the penalty.
Very cool customer in front of goal, Ricardo. He's had some great finishes this year. He's very selective in the way he plays. He finds good areas and good spaces, but he's a really good finisher. He uses a lot of the defenders to guide the ball in, to shape the ball in through their positioning. But as you can see there, the penalty slowed it up and then just knocked it in. So great stuff, 1-0. Morteza will be happy. We're all happy. So hopefully we can hold on to this through the break. But yeah, some good stuff. As I was saying, it's nice to be at home because the last 2 games we played on, American football fields in soccer high school stadiums, and it's very narrow. We like to play with a lot of width, so it becomes more of a vertical game, which we've got to, defend and maybe defend a little bit deeper. At least we get back onto a field that's 75 wide. We can open up and find those avenues and spaces to play the kind of soccer we like to play. tough game against Greenville when we were up there a few weeks ago. Really hot again. They look like they've got a couple different players in their lineup today, but they were very aggressive, fast on the counter attack, and we actually slipped up on that one. We lost in the last 2 or 3 minutes of the game from a quarter. So we've done a little bit of work on that, defending corners, attacking corners. So hopefully now we can push on with this, go to the half, and then second half come out again with a positive, some positive play, and maybe extend the lead or two.
Indeed. How much opponent game planning is there at this stage? Is that less of the focus, or is there some of that going on?
Well, there is film available, obviously, on YouTube, and all the games are filmed and everything. We do look at that. We do try, and because it's such a short season, focus heavily on our play, on our style, and then kind of let them, the opponents, kind of match to us. Although we did have a bit of a plan this evening, reference to where we were going to press, how we were going to press, but unfortunately the left back is different than the game we first played, so our plans kind of got a little bit out the window. He was quite menacing in the first.
As this ball's going to fall, and Luca Barros.
Good save.
Yes.
Close range there.
Indeed.
So they've got a different left back. The left back in the first game was very menacing, driving forward, and kind of they attacked a little bit more direct down the left than they did the right. They're more combination play down the right, and they looked a bit more balanced tonight than they were in the first game. If we can get that out.
Yeah, it's a foul again, the other way.
They won't be happy with that.
The guy who just Joshua Mallon, number 24, was lined up at left back for them, but no, he's really far away from them. He's going back there now.
Yeah, they float around the number. Where is he? The guy who's at left back now was right back in the first game. So they kind of rotate across the back four a little bit. We think we're a 4-2-3-1. Obviously. If they've got three in midfield and we've got that box in midfield, we're hoping to exploit that, as the game goes on. But again, at halftime they could change,
Right.
So, we've got to anticipate that when we come out in the second half. But most of the players, they're adaptable, so we can get a message to them from the sidelines that maybe we're going to change the structure or the shape of the team just a little bit.
Greenville getting forward
in order to, to kind of, suit off any advantages that they may gain from watching us play at halftime.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed, in doing this for a couple of years now, is there's a lot of fluidity to positions. I'm assuming that has something to do with the quadrant thing that you were talking about. It's maybe not necessarily like you're this position, but you're in this area of the pitch. Would you say that's a little bit more?
We try to work on rotations of players, rotations of movements, and then certain principles whichever way your shoulders are facing may dictate which way we're going to pass the ball, play the ball. But certainly we want interaction of players. It's all about really relates to the pressure. If we've got three at the back and they've got three, then we're going to need extra players to come down. So it's a +1 or a +2. And if we can draw enough players onto us and then combine and play forward and then break the lines, we've obviously committed their players into pressing us. And if we take 4 or 5 of them out of the game, that only leaves advantage to us to then, as we play forward, to try and play as quickly as possible and then exploit the space in behind them. So it's cat and mouse in a lot of games. But again, we have to adjust. They have to adjust. But we think with the way we play, the information, that Morteza gives prior to the game and halftime and game day, is excellent. Certainly from a tactical side of things, rather than just rah 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 and speaking in cliches. There's always a lot of information that is relevant to how they're playing and how we're playing, and our next step to trying to gain an advantage, claw back a goal or two, stop them playing out. How we're going to do that? How we're going to press? We're going to go aggressive. We're going to drop off, and triggers on when we are going to jump and try and optimize every situation, really.
Yeah. Talk about a guy like Vuk Martinovic, who's a veteran of the academy, so to put it nicely. Obviously he stays around here in spite of the fact that he's not in college anymore. Let's say that. What's the benefit of having a guy like that for a squad like this?
Firstly, he's such a nice lad. He's such a great guy.
Yeah.
We kind of bringing him into the coaching role as well this year. He says he can't go on forever, but you look at him up and down here now. He's 34, 35 years of age. He's just like the Energizer Bunny. Mm-hmm. He's played 90 minutes midweek in Knoxville. Great game, but he's from a professional background. He's just got a lovely touch on the ball. He understands the game, but and I think all the rest of the players respect him for his career. But he's very humble with it. He encourages all the young guys. He's always at training. He gives 100% in everything he does. He started his coaching career here within the club as well, where he's done a great job this year with his U14 team. But just an all-round good egg, as they say.
Yeah.
But a very good player, very tactically very smart and astute. But he gives it all, so he's a very popular character.
Yes, I've noticed that. Oliver Jarvis leaving the pitch for Greenville, took a tumble, ran into the aforementioned Vuk Martinovic, but came off the worse for it. So Greenville temporarily down to 10 men as we finish off this first half, and that is an interesting effort there from Oviedo Vera as we start to get into the waning minutes of this first half. We did have a water break, so I'm assuming we're going to get a couple of minutes here. That's one thing we just don't know.
I think the beauty of us kicking off at 7:30 as well is that when the sun does go down and the lights come on and then the second half gets underway, the temperatures does drop a little bit. So with that being said, sometimes the soccer can be of a better quality if it's not as hot and humid.
Good tackle there from James Jenkins.
But it's a bit of a bind for the guys that are driving home 4.5 hours all the way to Greenville.
Yeah, indeed. And that is the first half. Charlottetown up 1-0 on the Ricardo Ferreira penalty kick late in the first half. Steve, thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate
very
it.
I'm glad I could come over with us, playing quite well tonight and going 1-0 up. It would have been hard to stand up here and watch us go the other way.
Man, you should have been up here last time we were at home. We were having a grand old time, I got to tell you. I'm sure you guys
that was it. I was actually driving to Richmond and watching the game there.
No kidding.
Burlington. It ended up 6-1, didn't it? So hopefully the second half we can turn it around and we can put the pedal to the metal, as it were, and advance, take on a bit better lead, keep it tight, and then hopefully secure the 3 points at the end. But
absolutely.
But appreciate you having me on.
Absolutely.
Great stuff.
Thank
Hopefully
you.
we can be helpful.
Thanks so much.
Thanks.
All right. 1-0 to the Hops at halftime. That was a difficult phrase to say. Thanks to Steve Gummer for joining us. Sage, do you want any final thoughts on the first half before we send it away?
No, I think it was a really competitive first half. I'm interested to see what the second half holds. So, yeah.
Thanks to Coach Steve Gummer. Really insightful information there to learn and to talk about. For the broadcasting crew, my name is Robert Morrison. We'll be back for the second half in just a little bit. right, welcome back to the CSA Ortho Carolina Sportsplex here in Pineville, North Carolina. Robert Morrison, Sage Branch here with you, and we are getting started here in the second half. No changes for either side, although I tend to say that and I am wrong. Sage, can you confirm that you are not seeing any changes in the second half?
I know as much as you do.
Okay.
So.
And immediately a ball fall. And there goes another one over the. Really, we gotta
We really got to raise it.
We really got to raise it a little bit. It's clearly like we're not having field goal competitions out here, guys. Come on. All right, second half. Charlottetown find themselves up 1-0. The Ricardo Ferreira penalty in the 40th minute gave the Hops the lead. You may quibble as Ferreira gets one over the top here. He's going to make a pass, and it's going to come to, good defending there in the end, as Swalaki was going to be on the end of that one. So as I was going to say, you may quibble with the penalties in that situation, but honestly, I don't know that the 1-0 lead for Charlottetown is undeserving or not indicative of the way the first half was played.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think it was definitely 50-50 for either time. It was really gritty from both sides. I think it was just bound to happen. It was just a battle of who was going to get that first goal.
Yeah. And hopefully Charlottetown will be able to get the second as Jenkin will send this in. Well defended there, but Jenkin is almost there on the spot again. Akima.
Yeah, we drove out there.
It's a really good conversation as Oliver Jarvis is going to chase that one down, but Luca Barros does well get back to it. Really good conversation with Coach Steve Gummer there during the second part of the first half. A lot of knowledge, a lot of insight about the club, about what they're trying to do, what they're trying to accomplish. And he was also there for the win, or for the goal. Akima out to fall. Oh, good.
Wow.
Good work by Luca Barros. He forced.
What a save.
Yeah, Luca Barros, I think, has been excellent today. Has not been called to do much in this game, but it looks like he and Babacar Fall collided with one another. That's really good work there by Barros to just make himself big. And in the end, Fall unable to capitalize on the mistake from Charlottetown in the middle of the park. Luca Barros really keeping Charlottetown in this lead. He's had a couple of key saves tonight. Tucker Kern does well. Pacheco driving the ball forward. Looking for a pass to make. Out to Ramirez and Trosh getting in the way of one another. Trosh will reset. Jenkin. It's a good ball to Zwolaki, but in the end, couldn't get on the end of it there. We are told there is a imminent sub coming for Charlottetown. I do see movement on the bench, which is generally a good indication of something happening. Who that is and who it will be for remains to be seen. As Nakima and Tucker Kern, that's good work there. Let's see if Ferreira can get on the end of this one. Mensa ushers it out, but it'll be a Charlottetown throw. Before that, we are going to get the substitution. And it is Vuk Martinovic. And coming off. Charlottetown coming in is Max Grafikos for Vuk Martinovic. Number 16, Max Grafikos into the match. So the first substitution of the night for Charlottetown, 16 for 17. Is it addition by subtraction? See what? That's a bad joke. Pacheco. Oh man, sorry.
Okay, I'll laugh anyway.
So lucky, I appreciate it. Graficos immediately putting himself in the match. Out for a corner, and the referee is saying that it did hit off of the Charlottetown player. It did look to me like it did as well. So the wily veteran Vuk Martinovic coming off. Talked with Coach Gummer about him as well and the impact that he has on the program.
I mean, being a veteran, he probably has a huge role in this team's culture and style of play.
Ball falls to Faye. Faye looking for a shot. Bounces off of Luca Barros, but he does well to collect in the end. Luca Barros has really acquitted himself quite well tonight. Graficos. Oop. Out for a Charlottetown throw. All right, Sage, I got to ask, have you ever, this is a good header from Ricardo Ferreira. Josh Zwolaki turns, trying to look for a good pass. Pacheco! Oh! Maybe of two minds there. Wasn't sure if he should shoot or pass, and in the end, he does neither. And now we've got a ball coming the other direction for fall, but good work by Luca Barros. Wow, that turned in a hurry. I was going to ask just a random question, and all of a sudden end-to-end stuff. I was just thinking Max Graficos was messing with some. Have you ever played on this turf out here before?
Yes, I have.
This exact turf?
This exact turf I played in my club days.
Gotcha.
So long ago.
What's the difference, like feel-wise, as far as being out there as a player? Like between this and a natural surface, would you say?
I would say the ball moves absolutely so much quicker. Learning how to just pass the ball just right, and the weight of their pass really does matter, and it can be the deciding factor in the game of how you have possession. On natural turf, I'm not a big fan of that. Really, just because the ball does move slower.
Gotcha.
And things like that. So.
The going to ground part, is that worse on artificial or real grass?
I would say worse, maybe.
Worse on the turf?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely worse on the turf, just because it's also, you can be more injury prone on turf as well, and the ball moves a lot faster than normal.
Trosh to Graficos. Good turn there. It'll come to Gavin Trosh. Try to send it into the box. A little long, but it will fall to Bandel, who can't quite control it to get a shot off. Falls in, and the shot coming through.
Amazing build-up play.
Jacob Bandel just couldn't quite get it on target, but yes, as you said, good. The Hops continue to put pressure on the offensive end. Babacar Fall does well, and then Bernardo Pacheco. Good tackle. Oviedo Vera for Greenville with a throw. Jarvis. Senna. Faye. Williams. Falls to Jarvis, but there's Tucker Kern again. All right, so that thing I said earlier about people up and moving, making me think about substitutions. Well, is everybody coming in? Because everybody's up. I guess that just happens, right? At some point, everybody's got to just get up and move.
Yeah, move your legs, get the blood flowing.
Me, I would need 20 or 30 minutes. Ricardo Ferreira. And that will go out for a Charlottetown throw. But I am also not a college student anymore, so.
Is it a throw?
What's that?
Is it a throw or a corner?
I think you said it was a corner. Oh, yeah, here comes Bernardo Pacheco. Really had to get things sorted out. Vuk Martinovic was taking the corners in the first half, and he's not out there anymore. So I wonder if that goes through your head, like, oh, he's got it. Oh, wait, he's not out there anymore. Bernardo Pacheco will send it in. It's a pretty good ball. Oh, man.
Great ball into the back post.
Yeah, the service has been good on the free
fantastic.
kicks.
Just headers like a little too high.
Yeah, Gavin Trosh does well to get up above the defense, but couldn't quite get it on target. Long ball from Senna, but couldn't. Joshua Mallon can't quite get on the end of it. Greenville marching forward, still down 1-0 on the Ricardo Ferreira penalty from the end of the first half. Charlottetown trying to force a split of the season series. Good defending there from Diego Candia. It will be a Greenville corner. On the dark side of the field. It'll be Bryce Nakema to take.
Go Green!
High looping ball. In the end, Abubakar Fafana does get on the end of it, but not much on that header. The ball was in the air for a really long time.
Very lofted ball.
And they do have some height, especially on their back line, so I guess it probably makes sense to give it up there, see if your guys can out-jump our guys.
Yeah, but it's a little hard to get momentum on the ball, especially when you're trying to get a head on it.
Sure. Not really putting yourself in, not setting it up for the best possible headed effort there. Throws. That's good work. And that ball's coming our way. Oh, no. Just missed it. We get to take that home if it comes up here, right? Is that how that works?
I wish.
Oh, wait, no, you said they were expensive.
The slug balls are expensive.
Solaki dancing in the box, trying to look for an opportunity. In the end, it's going to go out for a Charlottetown throw. Solaki not quite on top of things as quickly as he could have been. Charlottetown continues to apply the pressure. And as the throw will come in right up near the corner flag, will be James Jenkins to take. Charlottetown loading up the box. Most of the side in there. Jenkins put it in and swing around. Graficos. And that will come off of Jenkins and go out for a Greenville throw. Greenville United in a hurry to get moving. Down 1-0 on a penalty. Faye. Nakema. Oh, Luca Barros probably fortunate that ball did not get put over his head. Yeah. That was a little heart in your throat kind of moment there. I don't know where his heart was going to go. Joshua Mallon almost took advantage of Barros and his aggression. Does go out for a Greenville United throw. Mallon will send it in. Barros can't collect, and it will be another Greenville United throw. I guess that's the good and the bad of the aggression from your goalkeeper, right? Another ball in the box. This one's bouncing around. Charlottetown trying to get it out. Mallon. Good save by Barros.
Wow.
Oh, man. Quick reflexes there from Luca Barros. Almost like saved that to himself.
Yes.
Good shot there from Joshua Mallon, and he had to sort of collect it with one hand and pushed it into his other and corralled it. Almost knocked it into the goal himself for a second, and in the end he did well.
Multiple outstanding saves tonight.
Yeah, Luca has been good. Ricardo Ferreira trying to hunt this one down, trying to get around Senna, and in the end he cannot. That will go out for a Greenville United throw. And it looks like Jacob Bandel is coming out. And it will be Ethan Stevenson coming into the match. Sage, did you got a chance to talk with Ethan this week? Is that right?
I did. I talked to him right before the game. He's quite new. He came in last week. He hasn't played a home game quite yet, so this will be his debut on our home turf. So I'm excited to see what he has. He says his strengths are he just wants to score a lot of goals tonight. So we'll see where that ends up.
Well, after we saw a club record for goals in a match last week,
it's all because of me.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, Ethan, you're in good position. Talk to Sage, get a goal. That's how this works. We do have a substitution coming in for Greenville. Looks like Ellis Williams is coming off, and in his place. Please hold. It's number 14. And I will get his name in just a minute. Number 14 is Christopher Candela for Ellis Williams.
Nice breakaway.
And another penalty.
Penalty kick.
Ricardo Ferreira making a menace of himself as he gets behind the Greenville defense. And a yellow card for Abduli Senna here in the 63rd minute. And a second penalty.
We also had a recent substitution for Hawks, number 7.
So a 63rd minute penalty and yellow card for Abduli Senna. And will it be Ricardo Ferreira again? Yes, it will. Stepping up. He created this one himself this time. Just kind of a clumsy challenge, I think, from Abduli Senna in the end. And we'll see what Ricardo Ferreira can do with the penalty this time. Oh, saved by the goalkeeper, but Ferreira with the rebounds.
Another goal.
Ricardo Ferreira is a goal-scoring machine for Charlottetown as the goalkeeper, Joseph Giamfi, does well to save the penalty, but it bounces off, and the rebound goes in for a goal for Ferreira with the 65th. And Charlottetown is up 2-0.
Lots of cards on the field tonight. Maybe we need to get a sponsor for that. Keep in mind, we get down to the Hawks.
All right, Charlottetown with the 2-0 lead. Ricardo Ferreira with the brace. And that means, ladies and gentlemen, Ricardo Ferreira is on a hat trick. And it's nice because it's not 2 penalties, so that'll work. All right, we got another Greenville substitution coming in. Babakar Fall coming off. And Sayu Jallo is coming in for Greenville. I think that's what I said the first time. Jallo, number 10, in for Babakar Fall, number 17. Charlottetown now up 2-0. 2 penalties for Ricardo Ferreira. The first he sank. The second, he saw saved, but rebounded and took a real clean finish to knock it home. And now Greenville United in danger on the road. But, as they say, Sage, 2-0 is the worst lead in soccer. I don't know why they say that.
Is it?
That's what they say. I think it has something to do with it. It feels like it should be comfortable, but it's also not enough goals to where you're like, I'm super comfortable, right?
Right. That's how I felt about 1-0, because it could still be anybody's game at that point.
Yeah, absolutely.
But now it just kind of looks like they're scrambling for that, to get that first goal, some momentum to keep them in this game.
Yeah, absolutely. Greenville definitely has to be the one to score next if they want to remain in this match. That may seem like a very obvious statement, but I think it's important. Like if they give up another goal at this point before scoring, I mean, even if and that is an ugly, ugly, ugly tackle. I think that's a red card. Yep. And Hidero Oviedo Vera is not happy, and now we got a little bit of a scrum. So that's a 66th minute red card. I'm not sure where that yellow card, if that was for Sahu Jallo for getting involved or what's going on there, but that was a very, very heavy challenge, and looked to my eye like I don't know about you, I knew exactly where that was going as soon as he ran into it.
It was a well-deserved red. You know, emotions are high in this game, especially being everyone's been playing super aggressive, but ultimately I don't think it's been working out in Greenville's favor.
We'll have to work out where those cards were going, but Hidero Oviedo Vera is now off to the side of the board.
Now this is a challenging place to be in. You're 2-0 down, and you're playing with one less player.
Yeah, it looks like Edward Mensah trying to sort out something with the referee, not really sure what the nature of this conversation is. His teammate Jallo is kind of giving him the whole, hey man, we got less than 30 minutes to try to make up here. We just need you to to get back into the match, not be jawing with the referee, who I'm sure at this point is thinking, all right, well, none of this is going to count for stoppage time if you're just going to sit here and chat with me. But it's a red card for Greenville United, and that, from their perspective, you're down 2-0, 20-ish minutes left to go. That's not there's never an ideal time for a red card, but
right, definitely not now.
And so Charlottetown can move into a different type of game at this particular point, as that one's going to bounce and fall. Oh, almost to Ricardo Ferreira. He's got to be thinking about that hat trick right now. Jallo. And that does fall to Ricardo Ferreira. Ferreira going to come through. Oh!
Just over the goal.
Good save by Giamfi.
Great strike.
Yes, absolute great strike, but it looks like... Oh. Wow. Okay. They're giving us a goal kick. I thought that was pretty clear as day that the keeper knocked it over the bar, but Ferreira had a few words with the linesman over here, but we move on. I guess under the circumstances, you can't complain too terribly much. Heavy touch there. Kern. Charlottetown seems at this point to be going for the throat, trying to see if they can just kill this game with another goal. Faye trying to get it to Jallo, and it will go out of play. We have another Charlottetown substitution. And Ricardo Ferreira will not be completing the what's the word? Oh, the hat trick tonight. There we go. It will be Bay Jabril Faye coming on.
Really good performance by him. He's created lots of chances and got 2 goals for the Hops tonight. I could say he probably served his job pretty well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what else do you want from your striker in that particular case? Created, scored. All right, so we have 2 more changes for Greenville United. We have coming off number 23, Abduli Sena, and number 27, Oliver Jarvis. And coming on are Octavio Espino and Caden Richer. Espino and Richer coming on for Greenville as Charlottetown is pressing for goal number 3. Bay hitting it inside, falls to Pacheco. Well blocked there. Solaki. Oh.
Hops is just not letting off the gas, even under these circumstances.
Yeah. Again, the third goal gonna basically kill this one. You have to think, as the substitutions are happening now for Charlottetown or for Greenville, as Caden Richer. Caden Richer, number 20, and Octavio Espino coming on for Abduli Sena. Just kind of crisis mode at this point for try to avoid making this any worse, I would imagine, is kind of the goal for Greenville United. And with roughly 18 minutes or so to play, Charlottetown still looking for the final dagger. Candela out to Jallo. Back to Mensa. Pressure still coming from Charlottetown. Malin. And that'll go out of play, and a little bit of a disagreement there between the looks like Gavin Troche set to come off in a moment, and Aiden Gummer coming in for him in just a moment. Aiden, of course, son of Coach Steve Gummer, who was with us earlier, scored a excellent goal in the win last weekend, which you mentioned at the beginning of the broadcast. Charlottetown fighting to be the next ones to score. Tucker Kern, Bay. Pacheco, Zwolaki, Candia, Pacheco loses it. It'll come to Caden Richer, and a good ball there. Joshua Mallon out in the open. Let's see if Barros can save it. He couldn't save it, but you got to think that his presence disrupted that one a little bit. And Joshua Mallon was not able to get the shot on target in the end. And Charlottetown retains the clean sheet for now.
One thing about Greenville, they're not choosing to give up. They're still playing the way they want to play. And that's kind of like the first real chance they've had this half.
Yeah, they are certainly not giving up at this particular point, despite being down to 10 men and being down 2 goals.
Worst case scenario.
Yeah, really, things have not gone their way, I think, to put it lightly. And yet they continue to press and to look for opportunities. But Luca Barros maintaining that position. Gummer stepping into the midfield, it looks like. Stevenson looking for that elusive goal that comes from the midweek conversation.
Greenville is really giving it all they have, pressing up at the top.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, what do you got to lose, right?
Yeah, might as well just leave it all out on the field.
Pressure there by Fay for Charlottetown. So we are in the 77th minute. Charlottetown hops 2, Greenville United 0, and down to 10 men. So they try to climb back into this one under less than fortuitous circumstances. Fay. Good work there by Ramirez. Switch to Nakima. Fay. Whoa. That was a ambitious effort there from Seyu Jallo. Hooking all along as we have another substitution coming for Charlottetown. It looks like Tucker Kern set to come off. And it will be Dyer McCarthy. Number 4 coming on for Tucker Kern. There's a good effort. Man, Joshua Mallon really making doing all he can to try to score.
Yes.
He's gone over the top, all the sides. It's been a good effort from number 24 for Greenville tonight, but has unfortunately for him not been on target yet. As Pacheco moving forward, looking for that third. It'll be Josh Zwazlaki. He made a mess of that just like I made a mess of his name, unfortunately. Fay. Oh, good work there. McCarthy thinking too hard about that one. It'll fall to Richter. And a good tackle there by James Jenkin. Ball to the box. Barros. Oh! Hey, well, there it goes. That came out of nowhere. 80th minute. A goal for Greenville, and suddenly... See what I said?
Yeah. Giving Greenville some momentum. I mean, there's still a little bit of soccer to be played. Who knows? They could tie it up in the next few minutes. They've been really fighting hard. So.
They have been. That's unfortunate from a Charlottetown perspective. Luca Barros, who's played so well tonight, that one just spilled off out of his hands, and to Joshua Mallon's credit, as we said, he's been fighting for that goal, and he was Johnny on the spot there and did well. McCarthy. Now Charlottetown just going to have to kind of control this one, as this will fall to Zwolaki. Good turn, looks for the pass, good pass to Gummer, and there's the third.
What a counter goal.
And I believe...
Is that Ethan?
That was Ethan Stevenson. Ethan Stevenson, 81st minute goal, and Sage's magic continues.
What can I say?
So for those of you listening at home, or those, if you're a Hops player, come talk to Sage. That's all I got to say. Well worked. Josh Zwolaki, has been playing well in this throughout the match, but did really well to get the ball down the pitch. Good pass to Aiden Gummer. Gummer did really well to get the ball in, and excellent work by Stevenson to score that goal. And Charlottetown up 3-1. The 2-goal lead is revived. And now lots and lots of work to do for Greenville United in these final couple of minutes. As Charlottetown continuing to apply the pressure. Good work by Christopher Candela. And he's still putting the pressure on. Good work there by Luca Barros, who's, despite the goal scored from Greenville, is still had a very good game, I think. This one's coming over the top. That's a really good ball from McCarthy. Ethan Stevenson on it again. See what he can do. Aiden Gummer. Gummer looking for an opening. McCarthy. Gummer. And nothing really comes to that, but Charlottetown will recycle. McCarthy.
Got another sub that came in for Hops FC, number 15, Simon Gerto. And before that, number 4, Dare McCarthy.
Faye. Oh!
Just missed.
Yeah. It was a good ball there. But Faye just couldn't quite keep it on target. I think probably good fortune from Mensa that ball kind of rolled out of play, because it's a really heavy challenge coming in at the end of it. So Simon Curto coming in for Zwolaki. Simon Curto, number 15 for Charlottetown, as they are emptying the bench. Only Paul Northcutt is the only player left on the bench by my count. As Charlottetown enters the final minutes of this match, 3-1, as the goal-scoring barrage from Charlottetown continues. Candela. Nakema. Mallon. Still dancing, still working hard out there. Candela. Good defending there from Jenkins. Hop's just going to be trying to absorb the pressure for the last 7 or 8 minutes. Stevenson almost saw another opportunity that his eyes probably got really big there. That ball bounces another direction. He's probably one-on-one with the keeper. Faye. Pacheco does well. Graficos. Candia. Good work there. McCarthy and Jenkins kind of getting in each other's way, but onward we move Aiden Gummer, head up, looking for an opportunity. He's going to find Bage or Bill Fay. And it's a good switch. Let's see if what Fay can do with this. He's going to make a pass to Stevenson, but it's going to fall to McCarthy. Going to chip it over. McCarthy lands on it again. And that ball will fall to Stevenson!
Another goal from Stevenson.
Ethan Stevenson feeling himself, 86th minute, 4-1 to the home side. Oh my. What can we say, folks? Like, Sage, I don't know what you're doing, but it's working. That was an excellent shot.
Excellent goal.
The angle on that was really tight, and the fact that he could squeeze it in there. And now Ethan Stevenson's on a hat trick.
I know.
Look at that.
Super composed on the ball, knew exactly what to do with it, and ended up back in the net. What more can you say about it?
If he gets a second half hat trick, how long has he been on the pitch? Not very long.
Not very long, no.
Ricardo Ferrer's going to be like, hey, man, what did I have to do?
Just came in the second half, so.
It's a good pass by Fay to set that up initially. And in the end, Charlottetown up 4-1 with just minutes left to play. Got to feel good about this from a Charlottetown coaching staff perspective. You're seeing things come off, players taking advantage of the opportunities as Richter makes the pass. And really the one goal that you gave up tonight was on just a fortuitous bounce, and credit to Greenville for taking advantage of the opportunity, but they haven't given up a lot of like real massive opportunities where it's just like, oh, they made a really big error, or it's just a good moment of opportunistic Stevenson. Out, and here we go. Oh, he's off. Is he? Oh, he didn't play it. He was off. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I got a little into that one. I'm not sure you made that right call. I think Ethan was off, but I'm not sure that.
Ethan was definitely off. So.
But I don't think that Simon Curto, who played that ball, was offside. So.
It is hard from the ref's eye when they're all running a straight line. It's hard to tell.
That looked pretty clear from up here, but we also have the slight raised advantage of it. But we also no video assistant referee. We will do that for you if you'd like us to do that, but we will assist the referees. Always reasonable and fair, just like the actual VAR system. It's Aiden Gummer, Simon Curto. He's caught on the end of it. Let's see if Charlottetown's got another goal in him. Aiden Gummer,
Brilliant ball played.
Yeah.
From Aiden Gummer. Another ball over the top to Boros.
Good work by Luca. And they are still pressing and pushing for more. Hey, Hickory, when I checked before the match, is in first place. They have not lost this season. 15 points in five games.
Goodness.
A plus 12 goal differential. So that matters, or that will matter in the end. So something about going for it. Pacheco might have missed an opportunity there, but a little too much dribbling in the middle. I mean, I think it says a lot about this team that they're still getting frustrated with one another, that they're missing opportunities to go score more goals up 4-1 with really basically stoppage time left to play.
That can be the difference maker in a match that really does count. You can't make little error mistakes, especially when it's so close. Really have to take advantage of every opportunity you have in matches.
Oh, McCarthy had a good opportunity to release Stevenson again. Well defended in the end. Richter is offside. As we enter the final moments, we are almost to the 90th minute. And Charlottetown look all but be able to see this one through as we're into stoppage time and at the referee's discretion for these final minutes. You know, a couple of goals, four second half goals and a lot of substitutions. Good opportunity there. Simon Curto's turning, finds Bay up in front. Will he find it?
Oh, just wide.
Good save there by the goalkeeper, Giamfi for Greenville, and it will be a Charlottetown corner. Good effort there by Faye.
Faye's been wanting that goal.
Yeah, he's
had a couple of chances, and I know he's kicking himself right now.
He's only been in for just a few minutes, but has already had a couple of efforts. As Aiden Gummer does not look to be in a major hurry to go take this. And Charlottetown not in what you'd call top-notch corner taking position in the box, so I can't imagine this one's going to be heading into the box at this point, and it does not. Graficos maybe just sit on this one. We'll see. Gummer goes down. Faye, no call as Aiden Gummer continues to have a seat for a moment. And that is it. 90 seconds of stoppage time or so, and Charlottetown gets another win. And a little bit of a scrum breaking out here in the final moments. We don't have to talk about that. 4-1 to Charlottetown as they get a win. More goals. What did we say? 12 and 3, so we're up to 16 and 4. That's pretty good. I think four goals a game will win you just about most matches in this sport, would be my guess.
I would say so.
Yeah. Any parting words for us, Sage? Any final thoughts on this one? It was another good one.
It was an exciting game to watch. I think Greenville, ultimately their grit got the best of them, but ultimately it led in Charlottetown's favor. So great win from Charlottetown, and can't look forward to the next match.
Yeah, it has been nothing but good news for Charlottetown since that win over Burlington just a couple of weeks ago, and as they try to clear off the pitch, good match from Charlottetown's perspective. So from the CSA Ortho Carolina Sportsplex, for Sage Branch, my name is Robert Morrison, and we will see you here next week as they will take on Port City FC here at home. Until next time, we'll see you then. Have a great rest of your week.